Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Very good.
Did you arrive in Rome today or
Last night.
last night?
Yeah.
From London.
First time. Yeah. First time I've ever been in Rome. It looks quite good. It's nice. Did Michelangelo paint the ceiling? Oh, it's so frustrating. I just wish I could be here a week with not doing anything.
I think it's
Tonight, yeah. Can't believe how frustrating. The first time in my life I'm in Rome and I fly in and fly out. Oh, it's horrible. Anyway, I'll come back here one day and do it.
I think it's very busy.
Yeah, oh, for me, yeah. No, it's not a good time besides. I think do I have to wear something or? Yeah, absolutely. I think, I'm a little bit depressed about the state of Hollywood at the moment and the state of the film industry. But the one thing that does make me feel very hopeful and excited is the fact that technology of filmmaking is now becoming more widely available. In terms of the quality is getting better and better, and also the price is getting lower and lower, the cost. And I think the idea that we are living in an age now where kids and young people can, if they choose to, can start shooting a movie that potentially can be distributed anywhere because the quality is good enough and the cost is low enough. That gives me a lot of hope for the future of the film industry. When I was a kid, because really it's the way that I became a filmmaker was to shoot with my parents' Super 8 camera. But that was, very limited, but nowadays the cameras are such amazing quality, and the idea of being a filmmaker with a 35mm equipment, which is always very expensive, and the cameras cost $200,000, and it's all that whole elite professional side of things. I think that is going away, and it's going away very quickly. And the $200,000 camera is now being replaced by a $5,000 or $3,000, digital camera and I think that's terrific. I think it takes away the elitism of film and the need to have some form of large budget or large-ish budget. To me, the technology is there to be used. I don't regard it being 35mm as being an important part of making films anymore. I think you have these amazing little cameras and technical devices that you can integrate and make them part of the equipment that you use. And the little camera that I talked about, the Iconics camera, you can look on the website at iconics.com.
We're talking about something like this, like the flip, the flip camera.
Yeah, no, not quite. You're talking about a little plastic box with a lens that screws on and the wires that come out the back. So it's a little bit different to that. Mm-hmm. But it's a tiny little camera, and where I saw it was actually in a natural history TV show, because somebody put it on the end of a fishing pole and they were filming a crocodile's mouth, and they were lowering the fishing pole towards a crocodile, and the camera was like filming into the mouth of the crocodile. And I saw this little tiny camera, and I found out more about it, and I bought one before the Lovely Bones, and I took it with me to Pennsylvania, and I thought, okay, well, if I think of some good ideas, I'll try to use this for some shooting, and that's what we did. And I was pleased that the quality of it was so good. It's HD quality, and it cut in perfectly well with the 35mm footage. You can't tell the difference.
But you used that for the very details and for other shots for the...
I used it for about probably, I haven't actually counted them, but it's probably about 35 or 40 shots in the film. And it's to do with getting angles that are impossible to get with a film camera. Getting in close to Stanley and close to fingers on turning the page of the notebook when Lindsay's searching, and when Stanley was fiddling with the little silver house charm that he pulls off too. I was using it for that. I mean, it's just a little camera, you know. But what was interesting about it was I was able to get shots and angles that I could never have got because, you know, any other professional camera is a big thing that you kind of can't squeeze into small areas. You know, it gives you a different feel. What's interesting question. I'm not sure about the forgiveness thing. I think every project. I really don't have an opinion, to be quite honest, about a common theme in international, because I'm not really aware of it, to be quite honest, of the themes of forgiveness. I mean, I just sort of come at the topic really from the point of view of the story and the needs of the story that we were telling. And certainly it's true of the Lovely Bones. It's, in that case, one of the aspects, and there's a lot of different moral and thematic sort of complexities in the film, which I was interested in addressing, and one of them is revenge and justice. And you know what? You know what I loved about the Lovely Bones ending, and this is straight out of Alice Sebold's novel. We got it from. It's not our idea. Is the fact that Harvey dies as a result of this icicle that falls from a tree. And the icicle doesn't kill him; it just simply, you know, gives him a bit of ice down the back of his neck, his collar, which causes him ultimately to slip and fall down the cliff. And you know, the question of how did that icicle break? Did it fall naturally, or was it pushed? And that I like that, because it's like, did Susie actually play a part in that or not? I think everybody can make up their own mind. But also, what was interesting about Mr. Harvey is that he doesn't get justice by being captured by the police. He doesn't have a trial. He doesn't get imprisoned. Susie, in some regards, doesn't get to kill him or take revenge out. But what happens to Mr. Harvey is a form of natural justice. And I think that's the comforting thing that people get from something like that, is that we like to feel that even if even if society lets us down and the police don't capture this guy, that there is a natural justice that befalls him, that he will be unlucky, that something will punish him. And it's almost like, I guess we're saying, being punished by a greater power than the police, you know, something that he's not even aware of, that ultimately gets him, which is that whatever makes that icicle fall is the greater power that is dispensing that natural justice on him. And I think we just like, as an audience, we like to feel that there is a form of natural justice in the world with anything. And so maybe that's really the answer to your question, is that we like taking comfort that even when people are getting away with it, you know, like Osama bin Laden or whatever, that there's a sort of, we feel impotent, feel disempowered but there will be some form of natural justice from a greater power that will get these guys in the end. Maybe that's the answer that you're looking for.